Jim and the Beanstalk. Early one morning, Jim woke up and saw an enormous plant growing outside of his window. "That's funny," he said. "He wasn't there yesterday. I see how high it goes." And he began to climb the plant. "It certainly is a big plant," he said, as he went into the clouds. When he reached the top of the plant, Jim saw a castle. "I'm hungry," he said. "I'll ask the castle for breakfast. I hope they have cornflakes." Jim ran to the castle and knocked on the door. He waited and waited until the door was slowly opened by a very old giant. "Ha ha," said the giant. "A boy, a nice juicy boy. 3 fried boys and a slice of toast. That's what I used to enjoy eating in the old days. But I've got no teeth now. Come in, boy, you're quite safe." The giant shared his breakfast with Jim. "Is your name Jack?" he asked. "No, it's Jim. It's Jim." "Did you come up the beanstalk?" asked the giant. "I came up some sort of plant," says Jim. "It's that beanstalk again," says the giant. "It came up once before. That pesky boy Jack stole my father's gold and took my golden harp and our golden hen, and I've never really been happy since. And now I'm old and I can't even see to read my poetry books because the print is too small." "Haven't you got glasses?" asked Jim. "Only beer glasses," says the giant. "I mean reading glasses, Jim." "They go on your nose and ears." "It's my eyes I'm talking about," roared the giant, banging his fist on the table. "These glasses are for your eyes," says Jim, and he explained about glasses while the giant listened carefully. "Get 'em," said the giant fiercely. When Jim had finished, "Get 'em. I'll pay good gold." "I have to measure you," says Jim. So Jim measured the giant's head. The giant gave Jim a gold coin, and Jim climbed down the beanstalk as fast as he could, holding tight to the coin. He showed the coin to his mother, but before she could say anything, he got dressed and ran off to the optist. The optist could hardly believe his eyes when he saw the giant gold coin, but he set to work straight away. He worked all night, and in the morning the glasses were ready. Jim carried them home, then he tied them on his back and he climbed up the beanstalk. The giant loved his glasses and began reading his rhymes. "You're a good boy," he said. "Now I can see you properly. I wonder what you'd like to eat." "I can't eat anything much nowadays because I've got no teeth." "Why don't you have false teeth?" asked Jim. "False teeth?" roared the giant. "Never heard of them." So Jim explained about false teeth while the giant listened carefully. "Get 'em," said the giant when Jim had finished. "Get 'em. I pay good gold." And he gave Jim a gold coin. So Jim measured the giant's mouth, made them big, said the giant. "Make them sharp. I like sharp teeth." The giant gave Jim another gold coin, and the Jim climbed down the beanstalk as fast as he could, holding tight the coin. He showed the coin to his mother, but before she could say anything, he ran off to the dentist. The dentist could hardly believe his eyes when he saw the giant gold coin, but he set to work straight away. He worked all night, and in the morning the teeth were ready, and Jim carried them home. He tied them to his back, and he climbed up the beanstalk. "Wow, look how big those teeth are." The giant loved his teeth. He jumped up and down. He was having such a wonderful time with those teeth. Then the giant sat down and he looked at himself in the mirror. Ah, he said, I used to be a good-looking lad. Great head of hair, and I had, and now look at me. Why don't you have a wig? Asked Jim. A wig? Roared the giant. Never heard of a wig. So Jim explained about the wig, while the giant listened carefully. Get him! Get him! Said the giant. When Jim had finished, get him! That red and curly one. I pay good gold, says Jim. So Jim measured the rest of the giant's head. The giant gave Jim another gold coin, and Jim climbed down the beanstalk as soon as he could, holding tight the coin. He showed the coin to his mother, but before she could say anything, he ran off to the wig maker. The wig maker could hardly believe his eyes when he saw the giant gold coin, but he set to work straight away. He worked all night, and in the morning the wig was ready. Jim carried it home, then he tied it to his back, and once again he climbed up that beanstalk. The giant loved his wig. I look 100 years younger, he said. He put on his best clothes and he danced around the room. Marvellous, wonderful, he said. The giant stood still and he looked at Jim. Fried boy, he said thoughtfully. Jim waited to hear no more. He ran to the beanstalk, slid down as fast as he could, and landed below in a heap. Above him, he could hear the thunder of the giant's footstep. Seizing an axe, Jim swung mightily and chopped down the beanstalk. At the very moment the beanstalk fell, something else landed beside Jim. With a thump, it was a huge piece of paper wrapped around a giant gold coin. On the paper was written, Dear Jim, thank you for the teeth and the glasses. Also the lovely wig. Your friend the giant. Jim ran inside and showed his mum the giant gold coin to his mother. At last she can keep the coin for herself, she said. Somewhere in the distance, Jim heard the rumble of the giant's laughter. Bye-bye, everybody.